Hey, everybody. I hope you can hear me okay because I have a little bit of a different setup than I normally do. So you probably can't see it, but I know it's there and the mic is just a little bit farther away. And so today we are going to be doing our Sunday color with me. And I like doing this because it's just a great way to get together with the community and just kind of relax and just be calm and kind of do something that's a bit mindless, and coloring is a great way to do that. So get out your adult coloring books, or if you don't have an adult coloring book, you can use one of your kids coloring books because I like coloring in the kids coloring books too. Or you can just take out one of your favorite unfinished projects as well. So I actually was going to do something a bit different today. Instead of doing coloring, I was going to do maybe like some mixed media, but I decided against it because I had quite a few comments and people saying that they really like the color with me. So I decided that I'm going to stick with the color with me's for now and see how they go. And I'll probably start doing the junk journal and mixed medias on Thursdays. So be on the lookout for that. So I'm starting to develop a bit of a schedule for you all, or for us. And hey, Scrap Craftastic, I'm glad you're here. And so for any of you that are coming on now live or on the replay, I just wanted to mention Scrap Craftastic as well. She has a comment in the comments, and you can go over to her channel and check things out over there too, because she has an amazing channel and she's also been going live on Instagram. So yay! Support Rachel over at Scrap Craftastic also. I love the creative mind and the creativeness that everybody has. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the infamous cloud now. And then we can start coloring because I don't have a page for this week. So I'm in the cloud. Yay, I like being in the cloud. So I love to know like what project you all are going to be working on today, or if you're not going to do a project, maybe you just want to like watch, because I guess it could be like the equivalent of like watching an exercise tape and not really exercising, just watching it. Believe me, I've been there and I've done that. I've done that many times. So I got my pencils here because I'll be using my pencils, and I have a pencil sharpener because you gotta have a sharp pencil, not all the time when you're coloring, but sometimes. So you want to have your coloring pencils, and I took out 3 of my coloring books, and all of these mentioned coloring books I put a link below just in case you're interested in them, because I really like all 3 of these. So I tried to make sure that I listed them if you're interested in getting those. So I don't know which one or which page I'm gonna do, and this was the first one that I did and I liked it, and I was actually going to rip this out and kind of do something else with it, like put it in my junk journal, and then on the back it has some butterflies, and I said no, I want to do the butterflies first, but I don't think I'm going to do that this week. And so this week has been, I guess, kind of a slow week for me here on YouTube, even though I still posted quite a few videos. There were a few days when I didn't post anything, and I was just trying to, I'll say that being a creator on YouTube can be a little bit intense, and so I wanted to kind of slow my roll just a little bit so I can continue to enjoy the process of making videos. And this was the actual page that I did from last week. And so I completed that, so I'm going to start a new page for this week. I love the way it came out. I also had some comments from people who said that they like coloring, they like doing the adult coloring, but what has happened is that they think way too deeply into it, and it just takes them a really long time to finish their pages. And believe me, I get it. I think I'm going to do maybe this one. I get it. And so you don't want to think too deeply into the process of doing it. Well, we won't say don't think too deeply. We're going to say enjoy the process. Just you know, open up your book, find you a nice page to do. Maybe I'll do this one. Find a nice page to do, and then just start picking up some pencils and start doing things. But again, this today is not just all about coloring. So it's basically about just, you know, just relaxing and winding down from, hopefully you had a long good weekend, but sometimes weekends can be a little bit crazy and you want to be winding up for the next week. So I'm going to be mindful of everyone's time, of course, and I'm only going to stay on here for hours. So if I don't finish this page, I'll finish it next week. So it's no big deal. We are not going to sweat the small stuff. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm just kind of randomly picking some colors. This time I'm going to close my eyes to start with. Let's see what we got. So we have a nice little blue, so I'm going to start with that one. See how I did that? Didn't think too much into it. Because the enjoyable process of this is just going to be hanging with you all and chatting. So you can chat with me by way of the chat, of course. And if you're on a mobile device and you don't know how to chat, all you have to do is just kind of like flip your screen up and you should see a chat box and you can chat with me as well. But if you just want to watch, that's okay too, because I'm all about just hanging and chit-chatting. So I forgot to ask y'all, how are you doing today? I am doing just fantastic, and I had a really great weekend, and I was invited a few weeks ago to a friend's house, and she stays, I'd say about 2 hours away from me. And I didn't hesitate when she invited me. She said, "Hey, you want to come to my house? We're going to have like a girls' night and we're going to play some games and stuff." And let's see, the first thought was, I'm in. She said, "You can think about it." I was like, "No, I already put it on my calendar. I am ready to go." And it's not that I just need a vacation so much. It's that I like playing games and I don't get to like just hang with the girls that often. So I thought it was going to be a great opportunity to just relax and have fun. So we actually had, my friend made some sangria and it was really good, and she invited a few more people over and we played Pokino. Have you all ever played Pokino? Pokino is a fun game, and I haven't played Pokino since I was a kid. But I have to tell you, I think I'm going to really love playing more Pokino. And Pokino is basically a game. It's almost like bingo, but you know, us adults always gotta, we don't overcomplicate it, but we just add a few more rules to it and everything. So we kind of had, just like the coloring books, we have the adult coloring books. We also have like the adult version of like bingo, and Pokino can be that, and that's what it was for us. So we played Pokino and we laughed and we joked, and you know, I always say I'm an introvert, but I could be like the life of the party. So I have to say I probably was the life of the party. Because I love the people that I hang with. So you have to make sure that you put people in your lives that you enjoy being with. And that just makes the fun times like so much better. That's what I always say. So if you are just coming on and joining me, we are just relaxing, we are unwinding or winding up, whatever it is, just taking a break from getting the kids' lunches together and, you know, cleaning the house, or, you know, watching something crazy on TV, and we're just gonna hang together for a little while. And so I'm closing my eyes and I'm picking a color. That's how I'm picking my color today. I'm doing the close your eyes thing and pick a color, so you don't have to think too much into it. Yeah, Pokino is like, it's so cool, and I think a lot of adults, they feel like, you know, as they grow older that they're too mature to like play games, or I guess coloring is the same way. And sometimes you have to kind of revert back to your childhood and just kind of enjoy life just like kids do, you know. I was talking about Slim. I don't know if you all were on here like a few weeks ago, and Slim was here. That's the kid in the house. Slim was here and he colored with us. And I did tell him this is an adult coloring session, but I allowed him to color with us because this is like it's kind of a great thing to do with the kids as well. It's to just sit down and color. And, you know, he didn't think too much into the process. He just grabbed him some crayons and he just went to town. Now, one thing that I did notice with him, though, he was worried that people weren't going to like his pages. And, you know, I was so happy. Laura was on here and she says, hey, let's just see it. We're going to like it, you know, because I guess kids are susceptible. I know I said that wrong. They're susceptible also to criticism. So we have to be careful what we say to them as well. And you have to be careful what you say to adults too. Because, you know, one good example is I'm one of those kind of people. I am just like, I'm such a free spirit, I have to say. I love to hear people sing. And I don't even care if their singing is like really bad. I love to see people sing. I love to see people dance because I feel like when they do those things that they are just so happy. You can hear like the joy behind even the bad singing. And so I don't like it when people, you know, they criticize people that sing badly because they themselves, maybe they don't have a good voice and maybe somebody said something bad to them about their voice and they just they kind of passed it along. So let's see. I know I'm going to say this wrong. Zavija says that she's practicing calligraphy while she's watching. I actually got a book on creative lettering and it has like some tips for calligraphy because I wanted to practice my handwriting, but I don't think I'm not going to do the calligraphy just yet. I'm just going to practice my handwriting for now and see where that takes me because my handwriting is, I have to say, in my opinion, I guess it's not horrible. I've seen people with, you know, more horrible type of handwriting than mine's, but I do know I probably could stand to practice a little bit, just a little bit. Definitely. So calligraphy. How long have you been doing the calligraphy? Zavija. How long have you been doing the calligraphy? I really just started attempting to make my handwriting better. I will say that sometimes you just have to be patient with everything that you do, and instantly things just get better. I know, like, if I take my time and I start writing things, my handwriting is at least 50% better than it would be if I just did my normal writing where I just kind of slap something on the page real quick. Because, you know, when you do things quickly, it just doesn't come out too good. You say your handwriting is atrocious. You know what? It probably isn't as bad as you think it is, just like I don't think mine is as bad as I think it is. I think we are our worst critics when it comes to things like that. And in general, I think just anything in general, you're like your own worst critic. And if you're not your own worst critic, I don't know what that says about you. But I know I'm my own worst critic when it comes to handwriting and, you know, the way I dress, the way I sing, and all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Oh, you just started calligraphy 15 minutes ago? See, you know what? I almost believe you because I just started doing adult coloring like 1 minute after I started doing these color with me's. I did a little bit, but it was like I don't know what it was. I just could not finish a page. And I found that since I've been on with you all, it is so much easier for me to finish a page because I was actually talking with my friend who's actually a psychiatrist, and we were talking about how doing things like this, just practicing and like the calligraphy and coloring, it is a form of therapy. And that's something I hadn't really thought about either. I'm in a Facebook group, and you can also see that I posted. I went live in a Facebook group, and I was discussing my junk journal. I made a junk journal, which I'm going to give you guys an update of that on Thursday. And in the junk journal, one person was saying how therapeutic it was to actually write in their junk journal. Like that's what gave them joy for the day, was to write in there. And when she said that, I was like, you know what? A little light bulb clicked on, because I never thought about coloring or any form of crafting as a form of therapy, but it really is. And I know I can get on here and I can just sit here and chat with y'all and not think too much into the process when it comes to coloring. I'm not worried about shading or making this the most beautiful page. I'm just enjoying the process of like just hanging out and just coloring. And it is like therapy, and it makes me feel good. I love it. Yeah, it's definitely therapy. And yep, and knitting. That was like an example that she used too. It's like you just do things with your hands, and you just don't have to think too much about it, because it's almost like your fingers they're working on their own, but subconsciously you are kind of thinking about, like, I'm thinking about keeping the colors inside of the lines and things like that. So it's like your mind is working, but it's just not working too hard. So definitely. So you're trying to art journal. I just started doing the art journaling as well, and I've kind of done those offline. And it's not that I just didn't want to share it with anybody just yet. It's just that I just wanted to at least just kind of just get started. But I'm definitely going to be starting to share those on Thursday, because I'm all about sharing the journey. And even though I'm no artist, I'm going to share the journey of, how I'm getting started with the art journaling and the junk journaling, and, with the stamping and things like that, because I think people are kind of afraid to just get started. And it's kind of stifling when you first want to do something. And I'm just using the coloring as an example, but like you look at the coloring pages, especially in the adult coloring books, and it has all these little bits and pieces, and it looks so beautiful before you get started, and you don't know what pencil to pick up, and you don't know if the color is going to match, and then all of a sudden you just close it up and you put it down because you just don't know where to start. And so I think it's important to know that there's always like a beginning when it comes to a journey, and it's not always perfect. And that's just something you can like take through life as well. Nothing is going to be perfect when you first start. You have to learn how to do it, and you just learn from your experiences. If some of the colors don't match, and I know next time maybe I won't use those colors together, but at least I gave it a try and a test to see. Now this pencil, I never used this one. Oh, well, whatever. We're going to test it and see if it works. Definitely. So, also this week, so I went to my friend's house. You see, I can just go off kind of on a tangent a little bit. I went to my friend's house, and before, we did our ladies' night out, because it wasn't really a girls' night out, it was a ladies' night out. And before we got into the game and everything, we kind of just went out, and we went, just driving around a little bit and just hanging out and chit-chatting. We chit-chatted the whole time because we have lots in common, which is really nice. And we went to a winery. Have y'all ever been to a winery? It's not like a lot to do at a winery, but I enjoy going to a winery. So you say you can't wait to share. I just don't have time to create so much during school year. So during the summer, the creative juices flow. Yes. Sometimes we have to kind of make time. I always say that I used to say a lot that I didn't have time to do this and I don't have time to do that. And the truth is that we make time for the things that we want to do. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to do that, but it's not that we don't have time, it's that we don't make time. So you have to make time for the things that you enjoy doing and make time to be around the people that you enjoy being with. So you have to make sure you don't fall into that trap where you're saying that I don't have time to do it, and maybe you can make time to do it. So you have to think about that. And I like the fact that you said the creative juices are flowing, because I think the creative juices are flowing for me too. Just since I've been making videos on YouTube, it's like I'm not only a creator, but I love watching YouTube. I always keep saying that. So I'm always watching and I'm picking up ideas, and I'm just like, oh, I love that. And I want to try that, especially like the junk journaling. I've been watching people do the junk journaling, and I said, I want to try that. And so here I am. I'm trying the junk journaling, and oh my goodness, I am enjoying that process as well so much. And sometimes I just sit in front of my computer and I just watch a little Hulu or Netflix because I don't have, traditional cable or anything. And I just started putting things in my junk journal, and I love it. Like, that's another process that can be kind of a mindless and satisfying process as well. Because I think anything that you do is like, it's just what you make of it. So I am like making the most of doing the junk journaling. Definitely. But I kind of, again, back to the winery. So we went to the winery and we just did like a little bit of a wine tasting because that's what they usually do. To sell wine, they give out free samples, but you're not required to buy any wine when you go. So technically, you can like go there and get a little buzz. They're not gonna give you enough for you to get drunk unless you're very susceptible to alcohol, and you don't have to drink the alcohol when you go through. So they have like these little stations that you go through, and they have like little glasses. The glasses are like probably about as big as like this nail polish or whatever, and but they don't fill it up. They'll give you like just a little bit, and you can taste it. They'll give you a second taste if you want to. I'm sure they look for the people that just come in all the time and they're luscious and they're just trying to get their drink on. And so you can go through and taste the wines. But we have lots of local wineries here in our area in Florida, and they make some fantastic wines. And here in this area, the wines that they make, they're known for making wines from the muscadine grapes, and it's like a sweet grape. And oh my goodness, I love those wines. I tend to go more for like the fruity, sweet type of wines and the red wine. So, or they call them like the table or dessert wines. Those are really good as well. So I really, really, really enjoy those. So we just did like the whole wine tasting thing, and um, we went through, and of course you get to chit chat and meet people there as well. And maybe probably next time when we go, they usually do like jazz on certain evenings, and you can hang out there and have more wine. And I started to buy a bottle of wine, but I have like tons of wine here. So I said, let me just use what I have. I try not to be a hoarder and use what I have already, but sometimes you just got to go for what you know. You know what I'm saying? So this is coming out pretty so far. I like it. I like it a lot. So this was like a kind of a 2-day vacation for me. And I don't know. Whenever I get a chance to go someplace, I like traveling. Do you all like traveling? And I mean, I've been to many places overseas, and um, I would like to do more traveling in the States as well. There's lots of things to see here in the U.S. Is there anybody on that is like international, not from the U.S.? Let me know. I would love to know. I'd love to know where you all are from. You can put in the chat where you're from if you can chat. And I am in the Orlando area. And usually, when I tell people that I'm from the Orlando area, the first question I get is dun 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 dun. Do you go to Disney all the time? And the answer to that question is dun 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 dun. People save up all their lives to go to Disney. Now ask me that question again. Dun 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 dun. Nope, she doesn't go to Disney all the time. I have been to Disney, and I have been able to get, from time to time some free tickets. But as I get older, Disney doesn't really do much for Lizzie. So um, I just, Disney, I don't have little kids that I will be taking to Disney. And plus, it's like too hot. It's like a heat wave down here. I think it's a heat wave all over the country. It has just been like the 90s on up. And one thing is like with this heat, it's like it just doesn't let up. It starts early in the morning, and then it just, I mean, like right now it's 6 o'clock and it's still in the 90s. It is just redunculous when it comes to the heat. And so I couldn't even imagine being out there at Disney right now. Oh, your last trip was to Disney World? Hey, I don't have anything against Disney World. I mean, it's a fantastic experience, but I just don't do it all the time. She can't do it all the time because I just can't afford to do it all the time. But it is a fantastic experience, I have to say. If you get a chance to go to Disney, I say definitely go. But it's going to cost you. Every year the prices they are just crazy high because they know people want to go, and that they're gonna pay the prices. I mean, it's just business. People would like to say it's about the kids, but it's not. It's business when it comes down to it. Definitely during last year midwinter break in February, I'm in New Jersey. This is a good place to come during the winter time too, especially if you're gonna go to Disney or any of the amusement parks. The winter time is definitely to come. It's still gonna be maybe a little warm depending on when you come, and of course with our global warming, which I can't believe people don't believe in global warming. With the global warming, you have to be careful. Even in the winter time, it's kind of warm. I think this year it warmed up quite faster than it normally did. And it's just hot, and it's like rainy every day, and it's just ridiculous. Even when I left Jacksonville today, because I just got back home today. But I wanted to make sure I was home so I could come on live with you all. I didn't want to miss my opportunity to be on with you guys. So I made sure that I came home, but I was so tired when I came home, I went and took a nap. And I don't usually take naps like that. But I was like, let me take a nap, and I hope I get up on time. And I did. And then another thing I was worried about, I said, oh, let me go take my nap, but I hope I don't have like lines on my face from where I'm sleeping at. Have you ever like woke up and you had like these lines on your face and they just stay on there for like hours? So luckily I didn't have like the lines on my face when I took my nap. But I guess napping is good for you. It's supposedly naps are good for you, and they should only last for like 20 minutes. I don't know. I can't sleep for just 20 minutes. I probably went to sleep for like an hour though. But they said after 20 minutes, then you go into deep sleep. And if you're going to take a nap, you don't really want to be in a deep sleep. You just want to refresh yourself. And a good energizing nap is supposedly only supposed to last for like about 20 minutes, and then you should be fully energized. So I'm no scientist or doctor, but I have taken short naps like that, and they did give me a boost of energy. They also say that taking naps helps you to be more productive during the day. So, like if you had lunch and then you took like a 20-minute nap, supposedly you're supposed to be more productive throughout the rest of the day. And I think I believe that too. I believe that too because when I worked at, some different companies, I would do stuff like that. I would take a quick nap and I would be just fine. Especially when I worked overseas, I would actually go because I worked in a place that was like 2 seconds from where I slept at. And so for lunchtime, sometimes I would take off my clothes and get in the bed and take a nap for like 30 minutes and get back up and go back to work. And man, that was so good for me. I love my naps. Kids enjoy naps. We can take clues from kids. Kids enjoy naps. Most kids, some kids, they don't nap. They don't nap. We wish they would, but they're not gonna nap. No matter what you do, they're like, nope, it's not happening. I'm just gonna be up and I'm gonna run around. But I think overall, most kids, you know, they go down, take their nap, and then they're nice and energized to drive you nice and crazy after that. For sure. For sure. I also wanted to let you all know that I am I'm trying to be more active over on Instagram now. Lots of people ask me about Instagram. I guess the people that kind of hang out over here on YouTube, they also are kind of Instagram users as well, because I get lots of questions about me being over on Instagram. So I'm trying to post on Instagram and not just post over there, but participate just like I do over here on YouTube. I'm just not posting up videos, but I also go to people's channels as well. And it's all about supporting people. If you want people to support your channel, you need to support their channel too. And I always say that I'm kind of a habitual commenter. Like if I come over to your channel, you know that I've been there. I don't get to go over to everybody's channel, but I make a good effort. And when I'm there, I watch the videos and I try to watch the videos all the way through because that helps their channel as well. And I leave a comment and let them know what I think. And sometimes I give some advice as well because I always think I have some good advice that I can share with people. So I usually will go over to the channel and if I have any advice on to help them out, I will do that also. So I always say I'm like a habitual commenter, but I'm just trying to be more active over on Instagram as well. So if you're an Instagram user, you can go over and follow me there also, and I'll probably follow you back if you have something that I'm interested in. Because I don't suggest that people subscribe to this channel or anything if it's not something they're interested in. I really just want the people that are interested in the content that I post here to be subscribers. I don't want any subscribers. I try to put quality content up, and I would like quality subscribers like yourselves as well. So if it's something that you like, then subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask, and I'll do the same over on Instagram also. I do like Instagram. I used to post to Instagram a lot more often, and then I got a bit busy. And again, I can't say that I didn't have time to post over on Instagram. I have to say that I didn't make time to post over on Instagram. So I'm trying to actively make time to be over there also. So if you're an Instagram user, my Instagram ID is the same as the channel here, and that's Liz for a Day. LizForaday. So if you're just coming on, We are just relaxing and winding down for the weekend, and we're going to be on for just a little while longer. We're not going to stay on for too long. We're just kind of just relaxing, and if you don't get to finish the project that you're working on, maybe maybe you're doing some knitting, and you are or maybe you're doing coloring or something that you can't finish like in an hour. Don't sweat the small stuff. I am a baby step kind of girl. Everything I do is like in baby steps, and I found that sometimes it just takes time to finish some stuff. So I made time to come on here every Sunday at 6 o'clock. I can't say I didn't have time to color, but I'm making the time now to just relax, just for a few moments. Relax your mind, and again, just enjoy the process of just coloring or whatever it is that you're doing, and just chit chatting and reflecting on the week that has passed, and reflect on what's coming up, and just don't go crazy about it. We're going to keep the crazy down for sure. And then if you don't finish, then next week I'll be here same time, same place, and we can work on this too. Yep, that's right. You have to make time. That's the big thing. Make time. I mean, I'm really talking about myself. I can make excuses all day long for why I didn't get something done, and most of the time it's because I am a super duper procrastinator. I know I'm a procrastinator, and when you know that and procrastination is not a good quality to have, and so I know that's not a good quality, and I just need to work on that. So make time. That's going to help me out a lot when it comes to procrastination. I can call myself the procrastination champ. And sometimes, when you procrastinate, sometimes you lose money on stuff when you procrastinate on stuff. You miss opportunities. We won't even put money in the mix. You miss opportunities when you procrastinate. So that's something we can work on together. Is not to be procrastinators. Even like when you're in school, if you are a student and you procrastinate with getting your homework done, it can become very stressful at that point. So if you take things like in baby steps, that definitely helps to get past that procrastination. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it on that one. Let's see, did we use this green already? I don't know. Oh well, we're going to see if we didn't. No, we didn't. See, I just picked some colors, and actually the colors are kind of working out really well. I can already tell I won't be finished in this session. Let me show you how far we've gotten so far. Look at that. I love like bohemian type of designs, and this hand is like the perfect bohemian type of design. So I can't wait to see how it's going to come out when I actually get finished with it. So that's exciting too, just to see things come out like really well, how it's going to come out. And I find like when you're creating stuff, when you first get started, your projects don't look like much, and it doesn't look like much until you get finished with it, and it has like a uniqueness to it, which is really nice. Nobody else's projects are going to be the same as yours, even if you use like a pattern. So we'll say like knitting, for example. When you get finished, what you created is totally, you can own it. It's not going to be like anybody else's. Faux show. So you can take that to the bank. So I love the bohemian feel of the pages here. Let me see, which book is this one? This one is the Serene and Tranquil Coloring, The Art of Mindfulness. It's like perfect. So you have to just relax. I had a friend that wanted me to promote a hashtag, and it was all about relaxing and being stressful, and I forgot to get the hashtag out. So next time I'm going to promote that hashtag because I thought that was like a really good idea. And I was happy that they thought of me to help them because they had watched some of the live feeds for the coloring, and they agreed that this was like a pretty good relaxation type of deal. So I hope you all are enjoying as well. Trying to get your relaxation on. And also it's like when you start hearing things over and over again, maybe throughout your day or throughout your week, I always say it's like either it's your unconscious brain talking to you, if you're a spiritual person, maybe it's God talking to you. Um, and like this week, I've just heard so much about being thankful and being grateful, and mantras, and how actually they kind of guide your day. So when you wake up in the morning and you either you say a prayer or maybe you just say like a mantra, something like that, something that you say over and over again, it just makes your day go so much better. And I have these meetings that I go to at the Veterans Administration, and they're supposed to be like weight loss meetings, but they do like a lot of mental health type of things as well, because your mental health can be directly related to your weight. And one thing that they were talking about was just like being grateful, and it kind of went around the room and they asked people, what did you do that made you feel, what did you share with somebody else, basically, or pay it forward, that really that demonstrated your gratefulness and your thankfulness. And for most people, they did something for somebody else. And I always say when you do things for somebody else, you can't expect anything back from them. And basically, when you're doing those things, you're not doing it to get something back. You're doing it for your soul, basically. So I know that's kind of deep and everything, and that's what makes you feel thankful. I mean, sometimes I'm just here at home and I'm walking around the house and I just think to myself, man, I love my kids. And I'm so thankful for them. Or wow, I'm so thankful for my friends. And though I don't have lots of friends, and the ones I have, I'm just so thankful for having them in my life because they add so much value to what I've learned. And many of the friends I have I kind of grew up with, and we've been kind of on the same but different type of journey. So you have to think about that. Sometimes it's all about the process, and I talked about that a little bit earlier too. It's all about the process. I need another color. And I'm enjoying the process of just being here and just kind of doing something that is mindful and just chatting with you all and just relaxing. It's very meaningful. Sometimes we do things in our life and it's not meaningful. It has no meaning. And I think a lot of people, they don't even give thought to the actions that they're doing, and if those actions have any meaning. I like to say just by having a YouTube channel, it's kind of meaningful. It's meaningful to me because I'm able to like create and share the process with you all, because that's what Liz for Day is all about. It's just sharing life as I live it, the process, and maybe there's some things that you can use from what I've learned. And I think that helps people. I love when people share their life experiences with me, even if it's by way of video or maybe I know them personally. I love it when they share their experiences, because sometimes I say, dang, that happened to me too, and I wish I would have did it that way. Hindsight is worth its weight in gold when it comes to stuff like that. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. So if you're on and you can, let me know what you're working on. Today I'm just doing some coloring. I decided to keep it coloring for Sunday. I'll probably do this for a while. Oh, look at that. So the bottom of the hand is basically kind of done there. I like that. I like it a lot. And let's see. It's a heat wave down here. It's even hot in my house. Even though I have the air conditioning on, it's still hot in here. But you know, something that I noticed, like when I was a kid, we didn't have air conditioning in our house. And like, you don't think about like how much money your family has when you like grow up, and even if they don't have that much money, you don't really think of being poor. But I guess technically we were on the poor side. But of course, kids don't notice that. We just had fun and we enjoyed life when we were a kid. But I will say that we didn't have. I grew up north, and we didn't have air conditioning like everybody has air conditioning now. We had, you open up the windows, well, all the windows in the house were open, and we had like one box fan, and that box fan was actually, it was in one window, and it was turned so that the air was blowing from the inside out. And what that did was it pulled air through the other windows, if that made sense. And so that was our air conditioning. You just got by one of the windows where the air was coming in, and you just felt the breeze. It wasn't even like, you know, cold freon, chemically cool air. It was just like a breeze that you felt. But now, since we have all this air conditioning, you know, there's people complain, it's so hot, I need air conditioning. And I was like, man, I probably, if I had to go back to them days, I probably would just die without the air conditioning. And we lived off of Lake Michigan too, so of course it wasn't just your normal kind of heat. It was like a humid kind of heat, and I live in a humid kind of heat now here in Florida, and that's kind of different because that kind of turns the heat up quite a bit when you have that humidity. So just think about going to Disney and that. Going to Disney and that. It's kind of hot. So I'm going to be going off soon, but I wanted to just say that I had announced a giveaway, and the giveaway is closed, and I haven't announced the winner just yet. I'll probably announce the winner tomorrow of the giveaway. And what I was giving away is a planner, and I said all of its innards, and I didn't bring it over here with me, so I can't show you. But the giveaway is closed, and what I'm doing is I'm picking someone from the comments. So I'm gonna go on all the videos, and I'm gonna pick people from the comments, and then I'm gonna choose one person. I'm gonna pick like one grand winner from that. And so that's going to be a lot of fun to announce the winner. So I'll be announcing the winner tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And then I'm going to send that out to whoever it goes to. I'll let you know how you can contact me. So that's awesome for me to be able to give away. Usually I'll give away things kind of in a quiet way. I don't really do like announce like big giveaways or anything like that, because what happens is people come on the channel and they just want to subscribe just so they can win something. But I want to reward those that are like true Liz for a Day fans, basically. So, and not just those who just come on the channel just so that they can win something. So and normally I'll just pick somebody quietly. I don't even say anything on the channel, and I'll just send them something. I'll contact them and send them something. So those are things you never really hear about. Sometimes I might have like an overage of things here in the house as far as my crafting goes. Or I also sell some things on Amazon as well. So I'll give some of those items away. But this time I announced it. Ooh, I like this. So pretty. I'm really starting to enjoy coloring a lot more now that I'm doing it like this. It just makes more sense. It's like sitting at the table with your friends and just getting going. So I hope, Zafaja, I hope you are using those coloring books you just bought at Michael's today. I hope you're not just sitting here watching, because you know I've just like bought like fitness type of videos, and I've just sat and watched them and never done them. So we don't want to go that route. We want to actually use what we get. We don't want it to go to waste. We don't want to like hoard stuff and not use it. Speaking of hoarding and not using it, I have like a ton of washi. And so I decided that I was going to do something. I've been trying to find ways to do things with washi. So be on the lookout. I have some videos coming up with some creative ways to use your washi in your project. So you say the calligraphy thing is not working for you. That's some practice right there, doing the calligraphy thing. That's why I kind of said I got like the creative writing book, but I'm not really focusing on the calligraphy. But I would like to do some of the creative writing though. I don't know. I won't say that I'm an impatient person, but I don't know, calligraphy, you have to, I guess with the creative writing as well, you have to practice every day in order to get good at it. So even though you're practicing now and it's kind of frustrating, you just have to stick with it and just like do a little bit every day. Baby steps. You have to do baby steps every day. And I think that in the end, you'll be happy you did it that way. Just like a few minutes. Make time to practice your calligraphy every day, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you really want to do, because sometimes we make ourselves do things that's not really in our hearts to do. So you want to like do the things that you love. Make time for the things that you love and not what you think you should be doing or what people tell you should be doing. It's like what's in your heart, what makes you happy, and make time to do the things that make you happy and to have meaning in your life. That's what we have to do. So I think we forget about that sometimes. And if calligraphy doesn't make you happy, you might want to like stick with it for a little bit. It might make you happy after a while, but if it doesn't make you happy, I say dump it. Sell the calligraphy stuff and do something else that makes you happy and has meaning. Something that's not going to frustrate you or stress you out. We ain't looking to be stressed. No stress. We just want to have like some calm time and not think too much. That's what I'm going for. Not thinking too much. Into it. It? What do you mean it? I had even thought about the dollar store, or should I say Dollar Tree. They actually sell adult coloring books. So if you guys are looking for some really cheapo depot coloring books, I won't say cheapo depot because cheap is such a strong word. I say like inexpensive. If you're looking for like some inexpensive coloring books, then you should try the ones that are at the Dollar Tree if you're in the US, of course. I can't attest to the paper or anything. I haven't bought any because I already had some, and I was very tempted to buy some more, but I am seriously trying not to be a super duper crafting hoarder. I was getting ready to say a crafting whore, but I guess to some point I am kind of a crafting whore too. Yeah, that might work to try to change the nibs. Sometimes you make small tweaks. Even like if you make small tweaks in your life, it makes like a huge difference. So that could be it. Make a small tweak to the equipment that you're using or the tools that you're using, and it might make a difference. Also, when you use like the right tool for things, and you know how they say use the right tool for the right job and it makes a difference. It's so true. It's so true. You should get your coloring book out. You're right. It might calm you down after the calligraphy drove you crazy. Yeah, some things you can only do just for a little while. Then you have to like say, okay, I'm gonna put you down, and I'm gonna come back to you later. Because again, when you're doing stuff like that, you want it to be kind of soothing and stress free. And you want to be able to enjoy the process. But if it's driving you crazy, it might be the time to kind of like just say, I'll get back with you. You're a little bit too much for me today. Try it again on another day. I hope you can hear me okay, because like my mic is like way up here because I was trying to keep it. I moved my camera around a bit to try to get like a better angle, and so now the mic is a little bit far away, so it's probably kind of echoey too. I like having it closer. The sound is so much better. But you know what? This is all about the coloring and not really like my voice per se. Sometimes you gotta let perfection go. You can't have it all sometimes. I didn't want the mic to be in front of the camera, and I didn't really adjust it properly before I started, so. And I wanted to start on time. I think it's important to be on time when you're doing things. When people expect for you to be at a certain place at a certain time, you should be there or close to it. Sometimes it's not always possible to be on time, but you know, you have to make an effort, folks. If you're like late all the time, that means you just don't make an effort. You don't really care. You don't care about other people's time, and I think that's quite unfortunate. That says a lot about people who are late all the time. It's like, what are you doing where you can't be on time not once? I know that's kind of judgy, isn't it? I don't want to be judgy. I want to keep this positive. You're going to keep it positive. So we are about to start to wind down because, again, I'm being mindful of your time. And I hope everyone on is really taking the time to kind of wind down, even if you are, even if you're just watching and you're doing something else. I really appreciate you coming on with me and just being part of my community. Thank you for letting me know that the audio was fine. I appreciate that. I appreciate you chatting with me too. Because that's the fun part of being live, is that I get to like really like talk to you. Instead of, I could put out videos all day long, and then wait for people to comment and then chat with them that way. But sometimes when you're on live, it's kind of a different feel because it's like we're in the same room together, and that's really nice. I really enjoy that. So I'm going to stop right here and I'll show you where I'm at so far, because of course this is probably going to take a few more sessions before I get done. But I love the way this hand is coming out, and I don't know if the color is really coming through on here, but it's so nice. I also wanted to mention also, because people ask me all the time about my nail polish, and I know sometimes I have some guys on here as well. They probably don't care about this piece, but the nail polish that I have on today is from Sinful Shine, and this is not a sponsored video. I'm just sharing because people ask me. And this is Sinful Shine, and the color is called Royal Flush. It's $12.46, and you can usually find these at Walmart. So Sinful Shine, and the one that I had on last week, I know I have to answer some comments, and this one is by Sachet Premier Color, and I don't know where I got this from. I almost think I got this like at Sally's. And the name of it is Jubilant 83312. So somebody asked me about the last color with me. I had this polish on, so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that I had that on. And yes, it was nice. Oh yeah, continue coloring. And again, just take baby steps. If you get tired of coloring, put it down, because I'm going to put this down and I'm going to come back next week and finish or attempt to finish this also. Yep, and I'm going to be doing the art journaling and mixed medias on Thursdays from now on. So, and I'm going to do that live. So, wish me luck on that one. Doing the live videos on the mixed media, because I am definitely a baby journaler. So I'm gonna have fun with that. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna get out of the cloud now. We're gonna get out the cloud. So I'm gonna finish this for next week. So again, I want to thank you for coming on. I'm going to go ahead and shove off because we got to get ready for tomorrow, and I know you have to get ready for tomorrow as well. Again, I want to thank all those who came on with me. I'm sending my positive energy out there to y'all, because I don't think I sent the positive energy out when I first came on. So here's the positive energy to you. And so with that, I'm just going to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. And I'm going to be on the chat for a few more minutes. So if anybody wants to chat with me after the video goes off, I will still be on here for a few minutes. So have an enjoyable evening, and I will see you all on the next video. Have a fantastic evening.